Hey everyone, it's Kayla, and today I wanted to come on and share with you my module for blended and online learning. I teach 5th grade in Fayette County, and all of our students have access to our current LMS system of Schoology. So each student uses their Google login to access each one of their courses, and this is where they go to find their work for digital and online learning. So for my online class that I have created, this is where my students would go to find their work. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I am showing you the LMS in student view, so how it would look to the students. So I am doing a math class, so students would come right here and click math. And once they clicked math, they would see each one of the units that we would be using throughout the year. So this lesson is developed in Unit 6, so students would come right here to click measurement and volume. They then would see the 4 course objectives that they would cover during the course of this entire module. As you can see, it's a 4-week long module, and for this lesson, we're going to be looking in week 1. So here in week 1, students will find first the module objective, which is I can convert different size standard measurement units using the customary and metric measurement systems. Students will then find 2 Zoom links. So the first Zoom link would be where they would find our daily math lessons that would happen from 10 to 11 a.m. each day. So they would click here each day to go to our recurring Zoom class meetings, and then this would also be the Zoom link that students would click on when they needed individual conferencing or extra help. So each one of these activities would be led during a Zoom math lesson. So the first activity students would participate in are these conversion notes. So the wonderful thing about this LMS is that you can hide things from students. So I currently have everything open where you can see the entire module. However, when I am presenting this to my students, certain things will be hidden at other times. Because as I have found with 5th graders, being able to see the entire module at a glance is extremely overwhelming for them, and many shut down and don't even know where to start. It's also extremely overwhelming for their parents who serve as their learning coaches, as they get very confused and don't know where to click. And so I have found that by slowly pushing things out, it makes it just easier for everybody. So initially, when students came into the module, the only thing that they would see would be the objective, the daily math lesson link, and the individual link. Then after our first daily math lesson, let's say on Monday, we would take these conversion notes together. After taking the conversion notes together online, I would then publish these notes so that any student who could not attend the meeting, or if somebody didn't get something written down, they could refer back to these notes throughout the module. So those are there for students, and it also gives students the capability to print these if needed. So then I have the independent and class assignments that students would click on. So through the system, all students would have to do is click on the assignment. They would then be prompted to the assignment. So they would just click right here, and it would open up an individual assignment for them. And they would click on it, and then they would do the activity, which is right here. So they could come right here, it would open up the document, and then they would participate in it. And once they were finished, then there would be a submit button that they would hit submit. And then as the teacher, I would be able to see who submitted it or who was still in progress. And it also shows me who has not even opened the assignment, which is great for classroom management. So that would be like an independent assignment. There would also be these class assignments that I would have students do as well. And again, they would just click on the assignment. They would open it up, and they would be able to write or type directly onto the document. And the way that I would model this is we would be doing this as a class. So it would, we would do it all together. So students could have theirs opened, I would have mine open, and we could fill it out together. I also have listed here other activities that it would do. This is another independent activity, the conversion task cards. And they would click on these task cards and work through the different tasks. showing their understanding of conversions. And again, they would just hit submit when they were finished. I then have a class assignment, which is a group activity, which would be conversion comparisons. So students would be paired up into groups and they would take their quiz. And the quiz would look something like this. We would hit start new attempt, and then students could come in here and click their multiple choice answers. Once they had finished, they would submit it and they would immediately get feedback on if their answers were correct or incorrect, and it would also show them what the correct answer was. Go back right here. Then again, we also have another independent assignment students would complete. We have another set of notes, and then finally we have a discussion post and a quick check. So the discussion post students would click on. It would pose the discussion question, and students would respond right here. And then they would also be required to respond to a peer. So I would probably push this out on Wednesday, halfway through the unit, so that students would know, kind of have a background of the information, and then would be able to adequately answer, and then would have time to respond to their peer. And then finally, they would take the quiz at the end of the week, which is the conversion quick check, so that I could formally assess students' understanding. So again, as I stated in the beginning, students, all of this information would be pushed out throughout the week when it was ready. Therefore, students would not see this view until Friday, because again, it is very overwhelming for students when they see everything together. So it will be scaffolded and pushed out individually. Each one of these assignments would also be adaptable for students who needed special accommodations or modifications based on their IEP, or if they were ESL, or if they needed any other modifications based on their IEP. So students, each one of these is adaptable for students who need differentiation. Thanks so much.